Okay, welcome back. So this is 5.4 topics, program development and implementation. So the most important thing in considering a design that can lead to optimal learning experience is by having a program type, a content, a session scheduling, a speaker arrangement, refreshment breaks, ancillary event, and evaluation procedures. So this is actually the items in the program development and implementation. So if you want to implement your meetings, apa dia yang perlu ada? So benda-benda inilah. Okay, so basically for program types kita ada session-session yang di tepi ini, general and plenary ataupun plenary session, concurrent session, workout or breakout, roundtable ataupun discussion dengan poster session ataupun poster presentation. This one kita akan discuss di next slide. The program type tadi, jenis program apa yang nak buat. So number one, when we are talking about meeting ataupun gathering, we have general ataupun plenary session. So kalau conference, convention, congress, biasanya memang dia ada session lah. Nama dia adalah general ataupun plenary session. Okay, so what is actually general ataupun plenary session? It is a place whereby the primary objective is for to communicate with all conference attendees at one time. So meaning that general session ni dia sangat besar. So semua orang berada di dalam dewan itulah, to be specific. So basically during general ataupun plenary session, so everything is there. For example, the welcoming remarks, the ucapan perasmian, the objective of the program, the sponsor, they want to recognize sponsor dan sebagainya, ceremonial tadi contohnya, ataupun any general interest, so dia akan dibuat di bawah general ataupun plenary session. So it is normally between 1 to 1.5 hours. And another specific term is keynote address. So what is actually keynote address? Is a talk. It's a talk especially given by the industry leader ataupun recognizable personality, somebody that are very popular, that are very expert. So they are going to give keynote address. It's a talk lah tadi sebenarnya. And they also can be held at the end of the convention. Kalau you bawa to convention to provide closure or to summarize whatever that you have accomplished during the meeting, or as a venue for presenting award ataupun recognizing sponsor. So saya cakap tadi lah antara tujuan-tujuan dibuat general ataupun plenary session. Okay, if you look at this is example of so many keynote speakers, event dan sebagainya. Sangat banyak. International Conference on Hospitality and Tourism, ada keynote. Yang ni keynote speaker tadi ni lah. Yang ni ni keynote speaker tadi. Ini adalah expert tadi lah yang akan bercakap pada general session tadi. Okay, next is the concurrent session. Apa concurrent session? Yang pertama tadi kita punya program type, kita ada general ataupun plenary session. Yang kedua is concurrent session. Concurrent session is a professional development or career enhancement session. So ini masukkan di sini dia professional ataupun career enhancement. Presented by a credential speaker. Somebody that are very credential. Dia ada kepakaran, dia ada kelayakan. Okay, that provide education on a specific topic in a conference style format. So normally during the concurrent session, so several speakers may form a panel. So ada banyak panel, dia akan provide viewpoint on the topic of that. So normally the speakers akan bagi pendapat. So selalunya dia dalam grup yang lebih kecil, paling kecil pun lebih kurang 100, paling besar lah, lebih kurang 150 attendees. So it's actually between 1 to 1.5 hours. So selalunya kalau concurrent session ni, macam the general session tadi semua orang ada, ramai-ramai, perasmian, ada keynote address dan sebagainya. Tapi kalau concurrent session dia spesifik. So kalau contohnya conference tu ada untuk hotel, ada untuk food service, ada untuk culinary, ada untuk tourism. So concurrent session untuk tourism yang bagi talk dan sebagainya is orang yang expert dalam tourism. Contohnya tourism Malaysia ataupun somebody from Kementerian Pelancongan ataupun any professor or doctorate in tourism management. That is the credential speakers. Okey, seterusnya kita ada workshop ataupun breakout session. Kalau you tengok gambar tu, so lebih. This is normally for smaller groups, 150 ataupun kurang. Dia dalam meeting yang sama, cumanya dia ada interactive learning. Apa yang dimaksudkan dengan interactive learning? Whereby they share experience in a smaller group. Bezanya dengan concurrent session, this one workshop ataupun breakout session ni dia boleh presented by experienced members ataupun peers of the association. Tak semestinya yang credential tadi. Mungkin dia ada experience, so they may share. So sometimes they involve lectures, role play, ada role play macam mana nak buat, ada simulation product ataupun simulation steps, ada problem solving. This is very important. So kalau you ada problem solving tu ataupun work group, sebenarnya workout ataupun workshop ataupun breakout session ni macam saya selalu buat dalam kelas. You still remember, I'm giving you one chapter, so kita pecah yang group ni, group ni, group ni. So group ni buat ni, group ni buat tu. So waktu tu you akan interactive learning, betul? So actually that is called as breakout session as compared to kalau contohnya my congregation, saya punya kelas lah, ramai-ramai semua orang dengar kan. Tapi kalau breakout session, saya pecah kumpulan. Okay, so normally you akan lebih interaktif. Itu maksud workout ataupun workshop ataupun breakout session. Okay, next is roundtable discussion groups. Ini tengok gambar ni, roundtable. So maksudnya dia duduk dalam roundtable lah. Okay. This is normally for small interactive session designed to cover specific topic of interest, very specific. And however, if you look, so lebih kurang paling maksimum pun 20 lah. Tapi normal numbers is 8 to 12. Convert around large round table. Sometimes ada table macam ni. In this case tak ada table kan. Tapi still sama juga round table discussion, whereby they have the facilitator. So facilitator ni somebody yang ada credibility to do so, sebab they need to make sure that discussion is on track. Bukan bincang-bincang lebih daripada 5 jam, susah. Okay, so attendees are free to join or leave the group discussion. Okay, this is normally useful for continued or more intimate conversation with speakers. So kalau speaker ada tadi, contohnya ramai-ramai attendees ni nak tanya soalan yang lebih spesifik ataupun nak tanya yang lebih face to face, yang lebih dalam smaller group, kita akan gunakan roundtable discussion groups. Okay, last one is the poster presentation ataupun poster session. You nampak gambar ni. So ada poster, size yang selalunya A1, A1 ataupun AO lah. Quite big juga supaya orang boleh nampak apa yang you letak lah. So poster session is another intimate presentation. It's a presentation method, often used with academic ataupun medical conference. So selalunya kalau academic, selalunya buat macam ni kan, conference, supaya siapa-siapa nak tanya boleh tanya dekat poster tadi lah, dekat orang yang in charge on that poster ataupun siapa-siapa yang present. Okay, so the panel or display board, kalau you tengok ni ada display board, disediakan oleh event organizer so that they can display all charts, photograph, research, synopsis, whatever information that they want to share. So as a presenter, normally you have the schedule to be at his or her display board. So you're kena berada di board tu at appointed time to enable interest attendees to visit informally and discuss the presentation. Sometimes ada orang nak tanya, normally the attendees lah, they want to ask more about your presentation, about your research. Katalah you buat, katalah kita pergi conference apa tu, inovasi, contohnya you buat produk baru. So attendees yang datang nak tanya, dia baca you punya poster, then they want to ask. Okay, so basically the good thing about this is dia tak require a lot of meeting room. So dia perlukan ruang yang luas, ada display board, so siapa-siapa boleh tanya dan sebagainya. So this is quite interesting presentation. So next semester, kalau you ada ambil subjek travel agency management, kita selalunya akan buat poster presentation lah. Okay.